Thanks, pal. I love it.
He made the graphic right. He won't.
It is a cold night in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 18 degrees, feels like 10. If you're on the Allegheny, you may encounter a little bit of ice down there. And here we are at Acrisure Stadium, home of the Steelers, who sit in first place in the AFC North with 42-year-old quarterback Aaron Rodgers coming off his best game as a Pittsburgh Steeler. His counterpart in the warm confines of the locker room, Tua Tagovailoa. They haven't been asking a lot of him. They have been asking a lot of Devon Achane as the Dolphins roll into this game, having won 5 of 6 straight. Going to be a fun night. Going to be a cold night on Monday Night Football on ESPN.
7 Tango Victor, approaching Steel City.
Steelers Nation, make some noise.
Is there anything like this home crowd? I mean, I'm not sure if you can hear us at home, but no.
This game could be played one way. One way, baby. Yes, from your heart.
Straight from the fog we emerge. The 305 coming live to Blitzburg. Black and yellow frenzy. Tank never empty. Dolphins, Steelers, MNF. Simply victory. Flawless.
Pressure off the edge, hit from behind, downfield, he got it! End zone shot, touchdown! It's a great atmosphere for professional football as we welcome you to the Progressive Monday Night Kickoff. And now welcome inside the booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck along with the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. Let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. They come in with a record of 6-7. 6-7. And so they're hot on this cold night. They basically have to treat the rest of the season like their playoff games tonight and then 3 more, and then they still need a lot of help. And when you think of Mike McDaniel, who's in his 4th season as head coach, you think of a guy who's just spreading it around through the air. They've gotten on this streak because of what they're doing on the ground.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, it's what they expected to see when Mike McDaniel got the job 4 years ago. And this year, the reason they had to pivot was because of the play of Tua Tagovailoa. He was struggling earlier in the year. They found themselves at 1-6 and really at a crossroads, and they started leaning on Devon Achane, and it has changed the trajectory of their season. They're the best rushing football team here over the last 4 to 5 weeks, and they're playing against this Steelers defense that has given up a lot of yards on the ground the last couple of games, over 200 yards. I expect them to try to exploit that, and it's no surprise that Miami's defense has gotten better right along at the same time that their offense has begun to run the football.
I think we've mentioned it already that it's a cold night here in Pittsburgh, and for more on that and the Dolphins trying to acclimate here in the Burgh, we'll send it down to Laura Rutledge for a performance above. It's brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Laura.
Yeah, Joe, I'm trying to think of a new word down here. I'm going to go with frigid because that's what it is. And the Dolphins are trying not to make too much of the weather. In fact, Tua Tagovailoa shrugged it off, saying weather is weather. But it is worth noting that it's about 67. That's important based off of the way that Joe started the show. Degrees in Miami right now, and it, of course, feels like 10 right here. Now, the Miami Dolphins came in a day early, and that was because they wanted to go through a full practice the final 48 hours before the game. They did this over at nearby Robert Morris University, and they felt like it was something more based on the practice, but Mike McDaniel did admit that it was good to get acclimated to these conditions and spend some time out there. Either way, they're prepared. They do have some extra things in place to help them get through this weather. And in fact, Jalen Waddle told me they're going to have some thermal gloves under their regular gloves. Joey said it's all about just keeping the hands and the feet warm tonight.
Laura, see if you can steal a pair of those and stay warm down there. And now for the Steelers. It has not been pretty at times this season, but here we are in week 15, and there they sit on top in the AFC North. And we've already made mention of the fact that Aaron Rodgers rolls into this game off his best game as a Steeler.
Well, it's a big game. It was a big win they had last week against Baltimore to take the lead within the division, but it also has been a long time since they've won back-to-back games. So they'd hate to throw it back if they don't come out here and take care of business tonight. Aaron Rodgers is coming off one of his best games, and the reason is they were able to get the deep ball back in the offense. You would have expected coming into this year, especially with Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator, that they would run the ball better than they have, but instead it's been all on Aaron Rodgers, and it will be again tonight. Now, the story, in my opinion, is what I talked about a moment ago. I think it all comes down to how well this defense for the Steelers is able to hold up against this rushing attack for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, and a defense of the Steelers that does not have T.J. Watt available tonight. Moments ago, their head coach, Mike Tomlin, stopped by with Lisa Salters. Lisa.
Thank you, Joe. Mike, one of the challenges for your defense tonight will be slowing down Miami's run game. How do you do that without T.J. Watt?
You know, it's about us, the quality of our play, our connectedness, our will. Talent is one thing, but what you're willing to do is another. I'm excited about watching them play tonight. It's an electric atmosphere, man. We honor some Hall of Fame guys for our organization, and so it's just exciting.
And you do have Aaron Rodgers. You're at the top of the division in December with 4 games left. Why is Aaron Rodgers the perfect quarterback to lead you guys down the stretch?
Because he relishes nights like tonight. Not only does his resume say that, but his day-to-day says that. And so I'm excited about watching him do it.
Thank you, Mike. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Joe.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. Coming out of the fog on this cold night in Pittsburgh, this crowd is ready to go. Kick it off when we come back. You're watching the Progressive Monday Night Kickoff.
Please rise and welcome our United States Coast Guard Color Guard. Now to honor America with our national anthem, country music star Craig Campbell.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, it's the 6-7 Dolphins against the first place 7-6 Steelers on Monday Night Football.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
All right, the terrible towels are up. That means we are ready for football here in Pittsburgh at Acrisure Stadium, where the Steelers, who won last week at Baltimore, get set to take on the Miami Dolphins. That's going to be a problem for Mike McDaniel. Looking at the call sheet, he's going to be going with one eye. And Mike Tomlin, no glasses, is set to go. Dolphins won the toss. They wanted the ball. And D. Eskridge